Okay, let's make sure audio is working okay. Let's make sure audio is working. All right, audio is good and we're ready to go. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Malin. Welcome to part 4 of the Madden 25 Cincinnati Bengals rebuild. Getting ready to start the 2027 season. Those of y'all that have followed this series, you guys know that in part 2, we did make it to the Super Bowl, but we lost to the Vikings on the last-second touchdown. I don't know why I'm still thinking about that. I mean, it's just a video game and everything, but, I was so close to finishing the rebuild in just 2 seasons. Last year, we tried to run it back. We had improvements, at least I thought, at running back with signing Derrick Henry, who was an 87 overall, but dipped all the way down to 79 entering this season. So I opted during the offseason to trade him away. We have Cam Akers and we have some other backs, but we opted to trade him ultimately to just get better at the running back spot eventually. He was on the last year of his contract anyway, so we weren't going to keep Derrick Henry long term. But last season, we couldn't even make it out of the wild card round of the playoffs. We went on the road to the Jets, and we lost to them on a play that could have won it. I threw a last-second touchdown pass to Jamar Chase, but he went out of bounds. Then he came back inbounds to make the catch, so it was illegal touching. Touchdown didn't count. Game over. Jets go on. We go home. So that's what happened with year number 3. Now, normally what I do with these rebuilds is I normally do about like 5 parts. I've talked about how I want to keep this going until I hopefully get redemption and get back to a Super Bowl. As you can see with the ratings of our team, it's gotten a little bit better. Our offense is 88. We're 84 overall. We got an 81 defense. I'm trying the best that I can, within the realistic possibilities of Madden. Like, I'm not going to turn the salary cap off and just go crazy and do a bunch of trades. I know that sometimes, gamers like to do that, but I'm not a fan of doing something like that. I'm not a fan of, turning off the salary cap so I can do, a bunch of trades and stuff. But here we go. I'm going to take a look, give you guys a look at the roster. I may want to take a look at the free agent pool to see if there's anybody who could help us. But we'll see about that. Sorry, Okay, maybe that helps a little bit. Sorry, my throat was kind of a little drained a little bit. Okay, so still got Joe Burrow, who's a 99 once again going into this season. Davis Mills is still our backup for, I think, one more season is the last year on his deal to be our backup. We still have Jalen Daniels, who really hasn't improved very much. He's probably, cut bait. I like to keep 3 quarterbacks active, but he'll probably be released at some point or definitely not renewing his contract. Now, running back spot, we're pretty much back to kind of where we were, because one of the things that I decided to do, which I probably shouldn't have, is that when I got Derrick Henry, I decided to accept a trade offer for Chase Brown to get Cam Akers. But the Giants also gave us a draft pick, which I was for, even though it was a later round pick, 6th round, I believe. But Cam Akers is still here. He's on the last year of his deal. We could cut him and it'd be a 0 cap penalty at all. But I'm going to keep him as our starting running back for this year. I also did draft this guy, Thomas Simmons. He's not a real player out of Stanford. He was our 1st-round pick, I believe. And I opted to go with him. Simmons could be a starter within maybe the next year. Based on how much he plays, he may be better than Cam Akers during some point of the season. We also did sign Cam Scattaboo, who was a free agent in the offseason. Nobody had signed him. He's a 74 overall. And we drafted Kai Peterson. So the running back position group has gone over a complete makeover. We did sign Kyle Juszczyk in free agency to be our fullback, only on a 1-year deal. This will probably be his last year of professional football, 14 years in the league. But I do think that he was a pretty decent upgrade at fullback, 79 overall. He could get up to the 80s, although at 36 years old. I don't know how much of an impact he's going to have at 36. And we still got Jamar Chase. T. Higgins is an 89. He's on the fringe of being a 90 guy. Hopefully he gets to that point because he's really entering his prime in like 7 years in the league. So I'm hoping Higgins will get up to the 90 club. We really haven't done too much receiver. We did draft Trey Harris a few years ago, and he won Offensive Rookie of the Year, which is pretty good, at least in the AFC. He's up to an 82. Burton's a 75. R.J. Ferguson we drafted out of Clemson, 73 overall. We have Hudson, and we have Shavers. Dawson Knox was one of our free agent signings. We got an upgraded tight end, 79 overall, but he could get up to the 80s during this season. We also still have Eric All Jr., 74. We have Jack Velling, who we drafted last year out of Michigan State, who's a 68 overall. Orlando Brown Jr. is still here. We signed him to a new contract. Marshall Jackson is going to back him up. We got an 80, an 82 with Titus Howard as our new left guard. Royce Newman is going to back him up. Luke Fortner, we kind of downgraded a little bit at the center spot, but based on what we could get, we got Fortner to be our starting center. We got Matt Lee still here to back him up. Right guard, Wyatt Teller, 77. We got a 62 backing him up. Mims, 85. Jack Conklin is going to back him up at 75. So we got an 85, 77, 73, 82, and an 80. We don't have any high 80s guys, although Mims could get up to that level this season if he plays very well, because he's going to get the starting job because Trent Brown decided to retire, so we decided to keep him. Mims probably is going to be in line for a big new contract at some point, but 85 overall is a pretty good starting point. Landon Jackson is up to a 78, which is a little bit better than where he was last year at 77, although it's by 1 point. But I tried to get upgrades at the left end position based on free agency, but I forget who it was, but there was a really, really good defensive end that was available in free agency, but he opted to go somewhere else for more money. I gave him a decent contract, but he didn't take it, so we're going with Landon Jackson yet again. Miles Murphy's going to back him up, and we got Antonio Hills, who we drafted out of Tulane for some depth. Trey Hendrickson is still here at 92. We got a Russell Bigman, who we drafted, and Joshua Joseph is coming back at 64 overall. 86, Chris Jenkins Jr. We got a 73, B.J. Hill, Jonathan Haywood, Keyshawn Silver. So we got an 86, 92, and a 78. Linebacker group is looking pretty much the same. We still have Willie Gay, albeit on the last year of his deal. We got Daryl Peterson, who we drafted the year before. Jack Kaiser, who really hasn't gotten any better than 69 overall. So he's not going to be in line for any new contracts. He's a depth guy at this point. And we got Chris Barnes, although he's going to be a free agent at the end of this season, so we might need a big, serious upgrade at middle linebacker spot. And Francisco as well, 67. We got a 79, a 67, 76, Logan Wilson, D. Winters, and we got Damian Davis. Linebacker group is lacking. Wilson has been our best player. He was in the 80s last year, but it looks like he's starting to regress, although it being 7 years in the league, kind of surprising that would happen. Cornerbacks, Cam Taylor-Britt, we got Dax Hill, Kobe Bryant is getting better at 77, Josh Newton 76, Husky 69. Now these other guys are really anything spectacular. We got Geno Stone coming back at 82, free safety. Stan Hamilton is a rookie we drafted out of Penn State, 75. We got Bryce Anderson as well. Shaheem Brown, who we drafted a year ago, he's our starter now, strong safety, 75 overall, and a 70 Lewis Kine. Evan McPherson's still here, and we got Michael Dixon as the punter. So once again, we keep kind of – the formula stays the same, as far as our offense. It's really Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and maybe a little bit of T. Higgins. I'm hoping that with Dawson Knox, which is a little bit of an upgraded tight end, that'll help our passing game a little bit. Our defense, though, is still suspect. Our linebackers are lacking. We don't have anybody in the 80s there. The defensive line is looking okay. I'm really hoping this is the year that Landon Jackson takes the next step. We drafted him a few years back. He's got a full year as a starter, but he really didn't progress last year. Hopefully this is the year that he progresses a little bit more, and maybe we decide we want to keep him or not. Cornerbacks are decent. Strong safeties are kind of okay. I don't know if this is a playoff team this year. We made the postseason last year. Anything less than the playoffs is going to be very disappointing in year 4. And that might be an indication that we have to do some serious upgrades with this team. And Thomas Simmons fractured his shoulder blade. So in his first preseason game, our first-round pick is going to be out for 8 weeks. So he's going to miss the rest of camp and preseason and a good chunk of the beginning of the regular season. So that's not good. So I'm going to go out and sign another running back for depth. So we have 3 on the roster at least. The top guy is Jerome Ford. Let's go ahead and bring him in on a deal. Obviously, this means we're going to have to make some cuts, but we're still in at the training camp portion in preseason, so we don't have to cut anybody yet. until we get to the final cut day. So what does this do with our roster situation in terms of running backs? So Ford becomes, he's actually an 80. Okay, so he actually is now our second string running back, although I still want Thomas Simmons to be the second guy, even when he comes back. But with him being injured, yeah, although I guess I really didn't need to sign for it because Scattaboo could be the second guy. But yeah, I'm just trying to, not let the wheels come off too much. And then again, Cam Akers is, not really a full-time guy in my opinion either, so why not bring in Jerome Ford, get some running back veteran help. Now we're playing against the Giants, and we beat them. We lost to the Commanders in the first week of the preseason. Playing the Falcons to wrap up preseason play, and we beat the Falcons, so we go 2-1 in the preseason, which is pretty nice. So let's go ahead and make some roster cuts here. We don't have a ton of cuts to make, but we got a few to make. I'd like to keep 3 quarterbacks active. Peterson, I'm going to risk putting him on practice squad. I'm hoping he doesn't get picked up in May. Receiving-wise, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think Shavers, I'm going to let you head on out, bro. I want to keep 3 tight ends active if I can. Offensive line, we don't have a lot of depth. We have a starter and backups at all those positions. Hills, I don't want to risk putting him on practice because somebody probably will snatch him up. But Joshua Josephs, I'm okay with putting him on the practice squad, possibly losing him. I know. Silver, I'm going to put you on practice squad as well. And Kaiser, I'm going to move you to practice squad. Davis, rookie, practice squad. Corners, a lot of corners. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, Hartzog Jr., I'm going to move you to the practice squad, and I'm going to do the same thing with Lewis. Do one other cut. Anderson, I'm going to move you to practice squad as well. So we didn't really cut anybody outside of, I think, one guy. Everybody else got moved to practice squad, so you can still pick them up later. No practice squad player signed, so that's good. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's actually starting to rain a little bit. One of the reasons my nose might be acting up a little bit is because we've got some rain coming here in South Texas for like most of the day. It's like been on and off rain showers. It's a good thing because it's so dry down here. We've been in drought and all that, so it's good to see that. All right, let's get this 2028 draft class. Don't really know who's in this. Yeah, these guys are not really guys that I know very well. Some of them are probably real players, but they're like recruits in high school, so yeah. Nothing really too crazy there. So I want to check the injury report and see, other than Simmons, okay, he's going to miss the first 5 weeks of the season. So he'll be back not pretty soon, but he'll be back in a decent amount of time. But we're starting out with a pretty tough game in the beginning of the season against the Steelers, assuming it's in the middle of the season, and see where the Bengals are at in 2027. You've got to be kidding me. We are starting out the season 2-4. That's not good. That's not good, considering the Browns are 6-1. Oh God. And the Ravens are 4-2. I gotta look at stats. Team stats. Offense. Are we like... We're like... We have like one of the worst offenses. Statistically, what is going on? Well, Burrow has 14 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Running game is non-existent. Cam Akers is not getting it done. He only has 3 touchdowns. Joe Burrow has 2. He's accounting for almost half of our rushing touchdowns and rushing yards at 134. Jamar Chase only has 290 yards. Dawson Knox, though, is leading us in receiving so far. 3 touchdowns, 331. Harris has 4 touchdowns. We lead us in receiving touchdowns. So offensive yards, we're 29th in the NFL. What about on defense? Are we like low as hell? Doesn't look like it. We're about in the middle of the pack. Okay. So we've started out, but this is a bad start for the season at 2-4. Has the trade deadline passed? Trade finder. Okay, well, I don't think the trade deadline is passed. Okay, guys. So I'm going to see if I can do something that I really have not done very much in Madden's, and that's try to make a blockbuster trade for a running back. Wow, James Cook, 91 overall running back. The Bills need but we don't have depth at those positions to give him. I think we're just going to have to give him a pick. Will they take a second round pick for Cook? I'm starting out low. Trade declined, of course. So you know what? Okay, you know what? Before I do that, let's see what's maybe the highest running back that we can get. Lucky Irving's a 90. Trey Benson's 85. I want a serious upgrade. I want to get somebody that's going to fit our scheme. Genty's an 86. That doesn't really... Achan's an 89. Saquon's actually down an 86. Okay. Travis Etienne. All right. Let's see if I can get James Cook. First round pick. Bills, would you take this straight up? Trade declined. All right, well, they're going to probably ask for more. Can I do picks for next year? What about a second round pick in 2029? Still declined. All right. All right, let's see if we can add a player. Okay. Let's give them just Jerome Ford, another random running back. Accepted. We got James Cook. First round pick and a second round pick for next year. But you know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Our running game is non-existent. We need a jolt in the arm. 91, James Cook. Fits our scheme. Let's take a look. Elusive back, ratings, health, tags, close. Yeah. James Cook, welcome to Cincinnati. We've got a bona fide, real running back. I'm normally not a big fan of trading first-round picks to upgrade my team, but you got to do what you got to do, especially with looking at the stats for our running game. It wasn't looking good at all. Okay, so with that, let me see. What other numbers maybe did James Cook wear? I know he wears 4 in Buffalo, of course. James Cook, college. Let me see if he wore a different number in college. No, he wore 4. Okay, all right. Well, listen, Cam Scattaboo, I'm going to take that 4 off of you, and I'm going to put it on Mr. Cook. You're going to be wearing 24. And Cook is going to be wearing his traditional number 4. Going to have him looking fresh. And we can actually restructure his contract. Okay, so that makes it even better. 91 running back. This has to help this offense. I know it's, I know it may, cause some gelling issues and stuff, but look, we got 91 running back now. 99 quarterback, 91 running back. Wide receivers, Higgins hasn't gotten up, but we got 99, 79 Knox, who's actually had a decent season so far. So, yeah, going all in. Cost us a first-round pick for this year and a second-round pick for next year to get James Cook. But you know what? We're out here. At 2-4, try to turn the season around if we can. We got $34 million still to spend. And Chris Jenkins Jr.'s deal is up. Miles Murphy, I think, is a depth guy, so I'm going to let him walk. There's really not a lot of guys that I'm interested in re-signing, to tell you the truth. Because a lot of these other guys I'm thinking are going to be replaced by other players. But you know what? Howard, I think, might be worth it. But you know what? I don't want to go all in on that just yet. Wilson, I think I'm going to let walk because we got to get better at linebacker spot because we have no really guys in the 80s. I might bring Dixon back. The highest rated guy who's set to be a free agent is Chris Jenkins Jr. But you know what? I don't want to let somebody like that go. Let's see about this neutral deal first. Okay, he wants something a little bit bigger than that. But that's going to take us down only $13 million. So you know what, Jenkins? We may just have to maybe franchise tag you or something like that. Yeah, we're not. I don't think we're gonna. We may not even bring him back. I mean, that's maybe stupid, but his motivation is low to come back. Okay. Well, here we go. James Cook's first game as a Bengal against the Rams, and we beat the Rams by 6. And let me take a look and see how this first game went with Cook as our new running back. I want to see how he did. Let's check the box score. Player stats. So in his first game as a Bengal, James Cook, he ran for 42 yards. He did score a touchdown. So it wasn't a game-busting tie. But then again, Kyrie Williams only had 51 yards. But I got to imagine that has to be a little bit of slightly better production than what Cam Akers was averaging in his first bit of the season. So, yeah. Playing the Ravens this week. And we lose to the Ravens by 3. Well, this season has gone pretty tough, but I've tried to make a trade for running back. There's going to be changes. It's better than what I think, especially with trading for James Cook. 91 running back. Seriously. Broncos are 3-5, so we have the same record as them. And we beat the Broncos by 3, so we're winning these games, but we're not winning them by much. The Texans are 2-7. Surely we can beat this team. And we beat the Texans by, it looks like, 8 points. Okay, so we're 5-5. We're at 500. We're third in the North, behind the Ravens and the Browns. The Browns are 9-2. I know they drafted Quinn Ewers in this universe. So he must be just hitting a stride for the Browns to be 9-2. That's insane. Chiefs are 5-5. And we beat the Chiefs. All right, we beat them by a touchdown. Player, let's go with the decisions. We're 6-5. We're a full game behind the Ravens. Let me take a look at the playoff picture and see if the Browns and Ravens are both featured here. Yes, they are. The Ravens right now would be in the 6th spot. So if we maybe find a way to sneak our way in there, maybe we could get the 6th seed. But that's barely cracking it, though. Okay. Cardinals, 6-6. Beat the Cardinals. Okay, so we're on a little bit of a winning streak now. Oh, battery level's low. Okay. I shouldn't be streaming for too long. So we got the same record as the Ravens at 7-5. So, but these aren't going to get any tougher. But hey, we got the 49ers. Kyle Juszczyk going against his former team. And we beat the 49ers by 8. So, wow, I think we're starting to hit our stride. I don't know if the James Cook trade has really paid off as much, but hey, we're 8-5 just like the Ravens. Do we play the Ravens again this season? Do we? Or have we already played them twice? We probably already have played them twice. Yes, we played Baltimore in week 2. We already played them. So we went 1-1 against the Ravens. And we don't have any AFC North opponents left. So we can't really tip the scales in our favor, so to speak. Yeah. We just got to kind of hope that we win and maybe the Ravens lose a couple here in a row. Because as of right now, playoff picture, actually it does feature us. But we're in the 7th spot. We would face the Browns if the season ended today. So it would be a Battle of Ohio in the wild card round. Got the Bills and the Raiders. The Bills are 10-3. We took without James Cook, they still have 10 wins. So Cook going against his former team after the big midseason trade, and we lose to the Bills, and it wasn't even close. Oh. Well, the Ravens lost too, so that's not the worst thing in the world, but we're out of the playoff picture as of right now. We have 2 games left. Actually, no, we got 3 left. The Raiders are 8-6, just like us. Can't lose this one. Beat the Raiders. We're 9-6. The Ravens also won. What's the playoff picture looking like now? We've slipped back into the 7th spot. We're barely hanging on at a crack at the postseason. I got to imagine that based on... I got to look at some stats here. So let me see. So offensively, we're starting to get some momentum. We got like the 7th best offense in the NFL. Defensively, though, yeah, we're kind of in the bottom half of the league, which makes sense. Let's look at individual stats. 4,100 yards, 38 touchdowns, 7 interceptions only for Joe Burrow. That's on par with the 99 QB. James Cook has only played like a little more than a half a season with us, and he's almost at 800 yards, 15 touchdowns. Akers has 4 of them. He's, of course, barely probably touched the ball since we traded for Cook. But he's got almost 800 yards, 15 touchdowns. Receiving-wise, Jamar Chase has another 1,000-yard season, 12 TDs. Trey Harris has 14 of them, and he's almost at 1,000 yards as well. So our offense is starting to wake up a little bit more towards the back half of the season. Has that all been because James Cook was inserted in this offense? Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But that's a blockbuster trade that I feel like was worth it. There were some other running backs, like Kenneth Walker I saw was at a 95, but I feel like the James Cook at 91 is the best I could do without having to give up multiple first-round picks. Because keep in mind, it only cost me a first-rounder this year and a second-rounder for next year. I didn't have to burn a first-round pick for the following season to go get a top-notch running back. So I feel pretty good about that. And also, James Cook is a scheme-fit guy, so that helps us out a little bit. I thought that was the best route to go with getting Cook. So I think running back in the draft doesn't look like something that I'm going to need to be worrying about, as long as we got Cook for next season and maybe a couple more years after that. Well, the Seahawks are 11-4, so this is another pretty tough game for us, but we really can't afford to lose any games now, and that's exactly what we freaking do. We're 9-7. The Ravens are 10-6. At this point, we're not in the postseason, so this game against the Chargers may or may not give us a chance at the postseason. 9-7. Do we fire Zach Taylor and get a new coach? I got to look at actually our staff. Let me take a look actually at Zach Taylor. See, I don't really think it'd be worth it to fire him because, yeah, and we traded all, and maybe if we had James Cook the whole season, things would have been different. We're not in the playoff picture right now. If the Jaguars maybe lose, we might have a chance. Let's take a look at the standings for the whole NFL. For the whole NFL. Let's take a look at the AFC. So if the Jaguars lose, we win, might have a chance. Ravens, I think, are in the postseason, but they haven't clinched a playoff spot yet. But that's mostly because it's like they have to wait. But then again, if the Ravens win and we win, then we really shouldn't have lost that game to Seattle. Well, this last game against the 4-12 LA Chargers at home. Probably might be it for this season. I don't think it's going to be enough for us to crack the postseason. But you know what? We're going to go out here against the Chargers, try to get a win. Do we have like an orange uniform that we could wear? Like an orange uniform? Yes, we do. Let's go with the orange uniform for this one. Play the Chargers at home. My first game controlling James Cook as part of this team. Final week of the season. May not be in the postseason this year. But you know what? I think with trading for James Cook, that helped lay groundwork for the next season, I feel like. We're going to be able to really focus and hone in on defense and really build up this unit, I feel. I think that's really the direction, because this defense, I think, is in a serious need of a makeover. A big one, too. So here we go. 3rd and 9.
From midfield now.
Trey Harris, you are so wide open. Oh, get up. Ah, if he didn't fall down, that would have been a touchdown. Still, great throw to move the sticks. 4,400 yards, 40 touchdowns for Joe Burrow. But, you know, that's unfortunately, I think, just the nature of this team. We don't have a very good defense, but we have a fantastic offense led by one of the best quarterbacks in the league. That's just the reality that we're faced with, you know. And Trey Harris gets his way into the end zone for the touchdown and go up by 7 against the Chargers, but we missed the extra point for some reason. That's not good. Because we still have Justin Herbert. Former team I rebuilt. Oh, okay, I thought he was going to break loose of that tackle, but Logan Wilson was able to make the play. Still, let's try to win. If it means playoffs, fine. If it doesn't, that's fine too. Let's just finish for the fans. Oh, fumble, get it, pick it up. There we go, Hendrickson, let's go. Oh my gosh, is he really going to house this? Go, Hendrickson, go! Touchdown, Hendrickson is scooping the score. Let's go, D. So finally, after, you know, probably struggling the whole season, they've come up with a big play for a touchdown. Wow. All right. Chargers did score. We're back on offense. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession. There's a beast.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge, because they're trying to hold on.
You can't forget about our main guy, Jamar Chase. Sideline grab, first down.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Burrow.
Chase. Ooh, broke that tackle, held onto the ball. Let's go. Good job.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Go.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
So screen pass for Cook.
And Burrow going to throw again.
Here you go, James.
Setting up the screen for Cook.
Cook is
Cook. All the way down at the 3.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone,
whole time.
it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate.
I didn't realize it was only like 3 seconds
That
down.
was really well designed, man.
Let's take a field goal to go up.
A first down.
By 9 at halftime. McPherson is money. Into the first half, we're up 16-7 on the Chargers. Fourth and 2. Coach wants to go for it. You know what? Let's put the ball in the hands of Cook. And Cook picks up a first down. Let's go. It looks like we didn't capitalize on that first down. We got a first and goal situation here. I want to see if I can score with Cook. Come on, James. And oh, he's almost in. It's down to the 2.
It'll be a gain of
All right, come on, let's run it again.
Closer, it's 2nd and goal.
Let's go another run play. Cook.
Again, it's Cook.
And Cook for 6. There we go. Fourth and 7. It's 4-down territory at this point with over 2 minutes to go in the game. Pick it! Let's go, Taylor Britt! Time to slam the door on the Chargers. There we go. And big play. And that's the end of the game. Wasn't a very pretty one. Kind of a little bit of a grind out type of game, but we beat the Chargers to end the season 10-7, 24-10. Is that enough to crack the postseason? I don't know. But still, starting out 2-4, finishing 10-7. Momentum going into next year, if you could say anything. It looks like the defense actually came to play today. We had the fumble recovery for a touchdown by Hendrickson, our probably best defensive player right there. Look at him running. No gloves, no swag, but touchdown. And, James Cook had a rushing touchdown. Our offense right now has a 3-headed monster. Legitimately. We've got a really good running back for next year with that trade that we did. We got Chase. We got Burrow. We just got to get this defense upgraded. We made the playoffs. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I say all that just to say we're still in the postseason. Let's go. All right. Wow. Okay, now it's time to really get serious. Okay, so we cracked the playoffs as the 7th spot at 10-7 with our win over the Chargers. We're going to play our crosstown rival, the Browns, the number 2 seed. We got the Titans against the Ravens. We got the Raiders against the Jets. The Bills have the number 1 seed. The Eagles got the number 1 seed in the NFC. It's Seahawks, Bears, Lions, Commanders, and Panthers and Rams in the NFC side of the playoffs. Oh boy, did not think we were going to be in the playoffs. But here we are, going on the road to Cleveland. We got to redeem ourselves for that ugly wild card loss the year before to the Jets. So let's go out there, get it done. Hoping that James Cook is the difference. Quinn Ewers. On defense to start things out.
They'll run it for the first time with DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift is their new starting running back. I don't know how new he is. He might have been there for maybe a couple of seasons.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. It's a short throw.
Oh, did get me for the first. Joki's still on the team.
They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team. Here's a run.
Okay, there we go, Wilson.
Lose yardage. How about the defense standing up in the red zone? They'll mark it at the 10. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Take the play. There we go.
To the 8-yard line. A nice drive. This is the 9th play coming up. And they cash it in on 3rd and goal.
Almost got the sack and the pick. Deflection there by Stone. So we're forcing a field goal, which is decent. All right, so the Browns draw first blood, field goal, go up by 3. It looks like we've mounted a little bit of a drive of our own.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter. We're down by 3, but still plenty of football to play. We've got a pretty good drive going here, but we got to finish.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Here we go. On the handoff, this is Cook.
Cook.
And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal coming up They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Working out of the gun, Burrow.
Oh, come on.
Through the contact.
Got to hold on to those balls, Chase. Come on.
Job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
There we go. Touchdown to Chase. Perfect.
What can they do here on 3rd down?
3rd down.
And 7. Gets it away quickly,
Short, 4th and 2. Good job, D. Way to hold. They're going to go for it. Of course.
You know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short.
Oh, man. Oh, bad play on defense, and it's a touchdown for the Bengals. And it's Tyreek Hill. I forgot he was on the Browns now. This Browns team is loaded. A lot of good players.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jamar Chase, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Come on.
It's going to be incomplete.
That was tight coverage, too. I probably should not use too much for that.
And forcing 3rd down. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down.
Touchdown Chase. Boom. Big play. Just what we needed. Get back on top. Okay, made a stop on defense. Clock's running, though. Gotta pay attention to that. We got 2 minutes here if I can. Let me go Chase. Oh, go. Get that block. Okay, all right. Or don't get the block. Just don't do anything. 1 minute to go.
Let's go, guys. Try to get them set.
Oh, that was Chase broke it a little bit.
Ball's incomplete.
Just missed him.
We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here we go. Burrow now.
Let's catch and run. Come on.
This one complete to Higgins.
It's call time. We got 2 left.
Stopped short of the 1st down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup.
3rd and 2.
Of about 8.
We're in field goal.
Now on 3rd and 2.
We're at least going to get 3 points out of this.
Here's Burrow.
Oh, whoa. Throw them.
And that is incomplete.
Okay, he dodges a sack, and then because the animation had to allow him to reset his feet, I didn't have enough time to throw it before the same guy who almost sacked me gets up and replay. So look at this, okay? Here's the thing. Okay, so obviously we dodged the sack right there, but this man, okay, who is this? Knox, tight end, is wide open. He is open. I could throw it right here. But because the animation had to allow Burrow to set his feet, that gave Owosu time to get up and force the incompletion.
And most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a
real
lead,
reaction.
despite a bit of an up and down
That's
performance
enough
at that
time to complete that pass.
McPherson's
I'm just saying, EA. Your animations will never be realistic enough in sports video games. Ever. Okay, but we did get a field goal to go up by 7.
First down away to the
and here we are in the 3rd quarter. Browns driving again.
Now they'll set up to throw.
Come on, I was standing right there. Hill was right there in front of him. And the ball just warped through him, I think. Come on. Safe for space.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll They'll stick with him again.
I've been controlling Landon Jackson quite a lot, and I can't get any rush with him. Like, Landon, your ass. You can't get a good rush. You can't rush the passer. You've been a draft disappointment for us, pretty much. At least that, like, game-changing defensive end that I was looking for.
Touchdown, but it will be a first down as they're able to get the conversion and set up first and goal. No handoff. He'll keep it himself.
Oh, man.
He will do it himself.
I tried to go with the hit stick to maybe make yours fumble, and I totally mistimed it. And Cleveland also scored again, and they're on the doorstep yet again. Oh, jeez. And it's the fourth quarter. There's 3:30 to go. They scored here at maybe... Okay, well, it was only second and inches. That's the thing. They're in four down. They may be in four down territory with this. So
they'll look to throw.
Of course.
Over the middle,
Of course, they could stop him.
and he's going to have the first down. They convert on third, and it sets up a first and goal.
There's still a lot of time, even if you want to stop.
Handoff here, up the middle, and he'll take this down to
Of
about
course, they're going to
7.
kind of take their sweet time.
Second and goal. Back to throw.
Okay, I'm okay with them scoring because it gives us more time to do something. But we got to score pretty quick here. Before verticals.
Set to go now on first and 10.
We got to hit one of these. Chase. Oh my gosh, yes, that's just what I wanted to do. Hit a long pass, get this game within one score as quick as a wink again. Wow, that was huge. That was like one play drive, I think. Holy Christmas. But we got to get a stop. Oh, he dropped it. Oh my God, he dropped it. Wow, Tyreek Hill does not drop passes, but he dropped it. Woo!
The ball was arriving, and it'll be second down.
They may run the football.
He'll look to throw. And they'll hold him to a gain of just
okay, he caught it. All right, well, it's going to go 2 minutes here. Is it? Okay, it's down to the 2-minute warning.
So 2 minutes left to play.
I wonder if they'll throw it here because they don't want to risk giving us the ball back after us getting that one-play drive.
In a moment.
We're going to go Tampa 2.
We're going to try to pick this up on
This is our season, I think, right here. This is our season.
They'll drop to throw.
Incomplete. Let's go.
Incomplete.
Off the field. There's no way they're going for this.
This offense has to
Perfect.
find a way to be better on
Wow.
first
Okay,
and second
defense,
down, like living
you made the
in
stop
these
when we
third
needed it the
and
most.
long
But we got to go
situations.
2 minutes.
Is not a recipe
We got
that
3
their
timeouts
offensive
left.
coordinator wants to operate in.
And I think we can do it. But we got to tie this thing up.
By the punt team. They stop him.
All right, let's go, Burrow. Come on.
Any return crank.
This is where it's time to be clutch. Come on.
They'll come up for first.
1:48 on the clock.
Here we go. Burrow to throw.
Chase, come on.
Into space
First down.
at the 45.
Good start.
And he is going to be out of bounds. His 8th reception of the game. And good for a first down. Now, Burrow.
Higgins.
This one.
He caught it? Oh my goodness, I can't believe he caught that ball.
Plenty of time. All 3
Woo.
timeouts left. It's
What a
first and
catch.
10.
He was sandwiched between 2 defenders on that play, but he caught it.
Field, that's taken in by
So no huddle
Chase.
here.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
So do I.
They'll be forced to just throw that one
It's
away.
30.
It's incomplete. Now a timeout called
This thing.
by the defense. Get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one. He'll spot Higgins.
This inch is short timeout.
And he is very close to the first down, but an eyeball, he is shy of it. And they say it's
I just want to make sure I pick this up.
Here we go.
No, jump! Oh,
And this is not going to do it. The defense comes through here in the final minute, and it makes it.
Oh, that's
So this
game.
play by the middle linebacker is all about play.
Can I see? I can't even see the replay. I think the left guard just totally got blown out of there.
He tracks the ball and makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
That's game, y'all. I should have just thrown it.
Stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
I don't know why I decided to run the football when we needed a touchdown to tie it. He's upset with himself. Well, once again, back-to-back years, losing the wild card round of the playoffs. That's the game.
Getting their punting team out there.
I think that's the season. They're not going to punt it to us. Well, they are, but we have to run this thing all the way back, and we're not going to do it. We can't. I couldn't even get a smidge of a win.
To make sure he did not get free.
So we lose to the Browns in the wild card round once again, back-to-back years. We don't even get out of the wild card round. Jeez. But you know what? Let me just say this. I don't think it's the coaching. But if we have another season like this, but we're able to make some defensive moves to get better, then, yeah, time for a change of the coach. But I don't think I'm ready to go that route just yet. I'm just throwing it out there for you. So let's see who made it all the way to the Super Bowl. So, of course, the Browns won. The Ravens go on the road and they beat the Titans. The Raiders beat the Jets. So the Browns actually beat the Raiders the next round. And the Bills beat the Ravens. The Browns lose to the Bills in the AFC Championship, so it's the Bills getting the Super Bowl against the Seahawks. How did the Seahawks get here? Well, they beat the Bears, and the Lions beat the Commanders. We had the Rams beat the Panthers. Seahawks beat the Lions. Rams beat the Eagles, and then it was the Seahawks taking down the Rams. So it's Bills, Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Interesting Super Bowl matchup. Let's check out the Pro Bowl roster and see if any of the Bengals made it. Yours made it, but no Burrow. Jamar Chase once again made the Pro Bowl. Looks like we didn't have any offensive linemen make it, but I'm not surprised. Oh, Mims actually made it. Okay, so Mims, our right tackle, made the Pro Bowl for the first time in his career, his first full year as a starter. Cam Taylor-Britt made the Pro Bowl. Okay. And Michael Dixon, our punter, made it. Okay, so we had Dixon, our punter. We had Cam Britt. We also had our right tackle, Mims, and Chase made the Pro Bowl. So a few Bengals in the Pro Bowl this year. Now, let's go to Super Bowl week. Let's check out the yearly awards. See if any of the Bengals were up for any of them. We're close. Mahomes is the MVP. McDermott is Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC goes to Josh Downs. Burrow finished 9th. Defensive Player of the Year in the AFC, Cam Taylor-Britt actually finished 10th. Okay, Offensive Rookie of the Year. No Bengals. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody from the Bengals. Best QB. Burrow finished 4th. Best running back. Cook finished 3rd. Okay, so best receiver. Harris actually finished 4th. Chase finished 8th, so Harris got more votes than that. Titus Howard won Best Offensive Lineman in the AFC. Okay. All right. He might be worth a second contract because of that now. Maybe. But I know he's a free agent. And Landon Jackson, a little bit of a breakthrough. Okay, finished 9th for best defensive lineman in the AFC. I still feel like we need to get another left end to compete with him. But let's see what his rating is going in it kind of at the end of the season. Cam Britt finished 2nd for best DB. Best kicker. McPherson finished 3rd. Okay. So Tyus Howard won best offensive lineman in the AFC. A little surprising of an award getter there. All right, well, looks like for the Super Bowl, it was the Seahawks taking it down the Bills. So, it's the Seahawks' second Super Bowl championship, their first one since 2013. The MVP was Derek Hall, linebacker. Offensive Player of the Year went to Puka Nacua overall from the Rams. Defensive Player of the Year overall went to Aiden Hutchinson of the Panthers. That's the guy I was trying to get that the Panthers got. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Julian Sayin of the Rams. The Defensive Rookie of the Year is Anthony Sherrod, a defensive tackle for the Vikings. Okay. So let's check out the retirements, see if anybody retired from us, see if maybe Juszczyk retired. He did. Kyle Juszczyk is our only retirement after 15 years. He's calling it a career. See you in the Hall of Fame, Juice. So we're going to need a new fullback once again this season. But you know what? I expected it, so no surprise if I'm being honest. So let's go ahead and get ready. Go to the last week of negotiations, and let's see what I need to maybe do. We got $43 million. I really don't want to lose Chris Jenkins. So you know what? I'm going to give him a player-friendly deal. He's excited to sign. Great. It drops us down to $16 million, though. That's the only thing. Josh Newton, we're just going to let you go. We can get an upgraded corner. Probably either draft or maybe, just have Kobe Bryant be the other guy. I think everybody else can go. But we need to replace our middle linebacker and left outside linebacker. We only have $16 million. Hopefully I can rework some contracts to free up some more money because I'm really going to need to free up that money now. And Tyus Howard, I really don't want to lose him as well. Good offer. Okay, good. But now it drops down all the way to $7.1 million. But he won best offensive lineman in the AFC. And Dixon, I'm just going to let him walk. We'll get a different punter. Let's go to let's go actually in advance to the first week of free agency. Let's restructure some contracts here and see what we can do. Let's go to team salaries. And let's restructure some contracts. All right, can we restructure anything with Joe Burrow? Yes. I'll free up $18.7 million. That is great. Really helps us out. Jalen Daniels can stay on as our backup quarterback for now. We already reworked James Cook, but can we rework him again? Yes, we can. I'll free up $2.34 million. Okay. That's not a lot, but it'll help us a little bit. As far as running backs, Simmons didn't really get as much playing time, but he is up to an 80 overall. So I think that would be a good backup running back behind Cook. Can we adjust Scadaboo's deal? Maybe. Okay, it won't free up much. All right, so let me actually see if I can, cut back here a little bit. I'm actually just going to go ahead and release Peterson. It'll free up a little bit, not very much, but trim some of the fat here, so to speak. All right. We can restructure Chase. That'll free up $9.49 million, which is great. 47 now. Can we restructure Higgins? Nope. I think Harris may be up for a new contract, which, in my opinion, he kind of deserves. But we'll see. I want to keep 5 receivers, so I'm not going to cut Hudson. Knox actually is down to a 77. So I kind of wonder, do I still need to look at tight ends in the offseason? I mean, tight ends are kind of, it is what it is, but I don't know. There's somebody there, maybe, but don't think I'm going to get too crazy. Okay, let's see if I can restructure Howard's deal. We can't. Okay. Well, well, it makes sense. We only signed him for 1 year, so we can't restructure anything with him. We need another center. Right guard, oof, we need to get some help there for serious. And Mims is up to an 87, which is pretty good. So he's basically become our best offensive lineman already. Jackson is finally up to the 80s, so that's good, but I still feel like we're lacking there, if I'm being brutally honest. I could cut Sterling long, but I don't think I want to do that. Hendrickson, can't restructure him. Jenkins, okay, maybe Jenkins we can restructure. We just signed into a big new deal. We can restructure him. That'll free up $8.34 million, which is good. He's up to an 87. I really want to risk losing him because I don't think an 87 overall defensive tackle is something we're just going to be able to find, in free agency. It's going to be tough. The entire linebacking core needs a serious upgrade. Britt, I know you just made the Pro Bowl, but can you take a pay cut? Free $1.19 million. Okay, he's up to a 90, at least according to that screen. Even though he says 87 here. I guess on his best day, he can be a 90. Dax Hill. Well, they'll free up a little bit of money, too. So, I think, yeah. So, I'm okay with, letting away go that other corner because I forgot Dax Hill was on the team. So, we have two 80s corners. Kobe Bryant could be the third string corner, the slot guy. Can we restructure his deal, actually? He's still on this rookie deal, so I don't think we can. No, we can't restructure anything with him, so we gotta let that go. All right. Can't really do too much. Can we restructure anything with Geno Stone? No, not with him. Let me see if I can actually give him maybe 22 back. Because we took it away because we needed that for Derrick Henry, but we don't have Henry anymore. So maybe I can give him 22 back. Yep. Give me back your regular number, Geno. Sorry I took it away from you for like couple of seasons, but giving it to you back now. We need a kicker and a punter. So wow, we let McPherson walk too. So we need entirely new special teams. But restructured the deals, released a couple of guys. Now we're at $58 million. So now we have money to spend in free agency. Actually, it's $50 million according to this. Okay, so what all's out here? Well, the top guys are guys that we don't really need at. But we do need a left guard. Actually, we do need a center. But Thuney may be easy to get. What's our current left guard? I think that was definitely one of the positions we needed a serious upgrade at. I believe it was. No, we just re-signed Howard. We could move Thuney. Okay, you know what? I'm going to actually go after Thuney, but I might kick him over to right guard or maybe put Thomas over at right guard, maybe. That's a 1-year deal. Okay. It drops down to $32 million, though. We're actually far ahead. Maybe go with a team-friendly deal. The Pats are wanting him. He's an 87. It's not a big-time upgrade, but it still could be helpful. And also, it could make it so we put one of them to left guard. So, yeah. And he wants to come here at 87. He's in our budget, so let's go with that. Okay, so top 100 guys on defense. But Jalen Carter really is not interested in coming here, and I don't want to break the bank on somebody like that. What about some guys on defense? Is there any left ends out here that are pretty decent? No, none of them are looking that great. And most importantly, none of them are serious upgrades. Okay. I do want to go out and get another right guard at least. Wyatt Teller. We'll go after Christian Haynes. Bring him in here on a 1-year deal. At a 77, that would be an upgrade from the players that we currently have. Okay, let's go to linebackers. This is where we need to get some help. Leafau is there, 78 overall. That's not too bad. Where's top offer already? Okay. What about middle linebackers? There's some decent guys here. The top guy is Tyrese Knight. but Trevin Wallace is only 25 years old. You can probably afford this guy better. Okay, you know what? Let's go with a team-friendly deal for 2 years. Let's drop it down a little bit. If we're his only serious offer, let's do that. How about right outside linebacker? We do need some help there, too. Dre Greenlaw. But we would have to throw some big cheese at him, but okay. Let's go in on him. There's only offer, really? Okay, well, let's go with the team-friendly deal in. All right. So, then again, this is just based off of what's there. You know, I'm not going to really break the bank on some other guys, but Joe Thuney is the top guy that we're going after. We're going after Dre Greenlaw as well. Leofau, Wallace, and Haynes. So hopefully we land at least a few of these guys. I'm going to probably re-up on all of them if we're fighting tooth and nail to get them. The restructuring of the contracts, hopefully that'll help us out a little bit so we can land these guys. Did we sign anybody? Oh, we actually got Joe Thuney. And we got Leofau, and Wallace, and Haynes. Okay, so Dre Greenlaw, we're still in on him. Looks like we're still his top offer, or his only offer, actually. So, yeah, but that would be some big help at linebacker. Okay, so let's take a look now at our roster based on the quick signings that we made. Okay, so with signing Thuney, we got an 88, and now we got a 82. So I am thinking, and I signed Haynes really for veteran depth at right guard, based on what's there, you know? So I'm thinking about actually moving Howard over to right guard. Keeps us overall at 82. So now we got an 82. We need a center also. 88, Thuney. And also I'm going to move over Justin Pickett over to left guard. I'm going to move him over to left guard to kind of balance out the roster a little bit. So that way, if we can draft guys, but at least we have some depth over there. So, yeah. All right, so there we go. We do need to go after a center in this round of free agency. We do need a backup right tackle. Right guards were pretty set. We need a backup right tackle. Landon Jackson, we can't get better than him. Oh, he is up to an 81. Okay. All right, maybe he's finally turning himself around. Chris Jenkins. Leofau, that's an upgrade at left outside linebacker. And he's still pretty young, only 27. Cowboys didn't want to re-sign him. I wonder why. Can we give him 35? What number did he wear at Notre Dame? I feel like he wore a different number. Did he? Did he wear 7 or looks like he actually wore 8 at Notre Dame. Okay, let me see. Did Kobe Bryant wear? Okay, all right. Let's do some adjustments here. Okay, can I give Kobe number 2? We don't have McPherson anymore, so I can. Okay, all right. I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna give Leofau number 8, like he was rocking at Notre Dame. I can actually restructure his deal to free up some money already, so that's good. You know what? I need to take a look at all the guys who we signed to maybe see if I can actually adjust their new roster, new contracts a little bit. I'm hoping Leofau's best years are in front of him, being only 25 years old. 27, 77 left outside linebacker fits our scheme. I'm just hoping I hit on the right one with that one. Wallace is more of a stopgap type of guy. We're going after Greenlaw. Hopefully we get him so we can take care of that. Do need a backup strong safety, and of course we need a kicker and punter. Okay. All right, let's get back into free agency here. And see what we've got left. Okay, we need a center. We don't have any on the roster. None of these guys are looking that great. We would have to offer them a lot just to get them to come here. So I'm going to try to bring back Fortner on a one-year deal. I let him go, but try to bring him back here. Backup right tackle as well. McGarry. We'll get him here on a cheap deal. But now we only got like... Ugh. All right, well, you know what? Let's not. Let's withdraw the offer. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. I was going to restructure contracts of players we just signed. Okay, all right. Let me go back to this. Forgot to do that. All right, Tooney. You can't restructure him. What about Haynes? No. Oh, yeah, he's only on a one-year deal. I forgot that. We already restructured Leofau. Oh, Wallace. It won't free up a lot, but free up a little bit. We're still in on Greenlaw. So I'm going to have to cut some of these corners. I'm going to cut Hartzog Jr. And I'm going to go ahead and cut Darian Lewis. This won't free up a ton of money, but it'll free up a little. So now we got 5 corners still on the roster. Because I need to have enough money to go after a kicker, a punter, and a fullback. Because I don't have any of those. Okay, sorry. We freed up a little bit. Richard. You come here just for 1 year to be our kicker. Okay. All right. We can only offer. There we are. Punter. Let's go after Tommy Townsend. Get him here on a 1-year deal. Take care of that. We're down to $2.07 million. All right. Oh, yeah, fullback. Yeah, fullback. I want somebody decent, though. Let's go after Ingold. Don't have enough room. Okay. Okay, well, if we get Greenlaw to sign, maybe we can restructure his deal, and then I'll free up some money so we can finish the free agent haul. Hopefully we get Greenlaw. Okay, Greenlaw's still considering our offer, but he hasn't signed yet. We did get Townsend, and we did get Ricard. We got our kicker and our punter situation taken care of. We got Fortner to come back. So, but all those guys, I think, were on 1-year deals anyway. So I can't restructure any of the contracts. Bryce Thuney was only here for, just wanted a 1-year deal to come here, but we'll see. Oh, jeez. Well, we may just have to wait to get a fullback after the draft. Let's see how our roster's kind of looking. So we're pretty, low in terms of what we can do. The draft is going to have to fill up the rest of this roster. We're just going to have to do that. We do need a backup right tackle, but any other position I'm really open for. If there's a really good linebacker available, that would help at left or middle. We do need a backup strong safety as well. We took care of our kicking and punting situations. So, all right. So let's see if we finally are able to close the deal on Greenlaw. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, did we get Greenlaw? Please tell me we got Greenlaw. My signing. Yes, got Dre Greenlaw. 81 right outside linebacker, 2-year deal. You know, I know that's not much, but, I mean, still. He can already restructure his deal to free up a little bit of money, not much. But 81 right outside linebacker, that is an upgrade. How old is he, though? 31 years old, I mean, might get to the downside, but hey, former 49er, once, really, really good player. I think that'll just be a big boost to us. We're going to have him here for 2 years as a stopgap guy. Hopefully that gives us some help to the defense. Looks like our overall went up to 87. We're 91 offense, 87 defense, so I think we got some improvements. Landon Jackson progressed finally, so now he's up to an 81 at defensive end. So that makes me feel a little bit better about him, that we're not going to be looking to replace him fully in the draft. So let's go ahead and advance to next week to the draft stage. I'm going to take a look at mock draft 5 and see what they have us projected to do. And let's see. What are they projecting us to do in this year's draft? They have a pick that's kind of low. They're projecting us to go. Oh, and I forgot. We don't have a first-round pick. So, yeah, we're just going to have to wait till the second round. I forgot about the James Cook trade. Well, there probably will still be some decent guys in the second round. Hopefully. So let's start the draft. We don't have a first-round pick, unfortunately, so we have to wait all the way until the second round to make our selection. But I feel like it was worth it to get James Cook. Now, there's still some decent players here. There's some QBs that are top. This defensive end, Jalen Wiggins, doesn't look too bad. There's some first-round talent that slipped. But we do need some depth at defensive end, so I'm going to go with Jalen Wiggins out of Florida. Good pick. It's not an excellent pick, but it's a good pick. I'll take it. All right, here we are in the third round. We need a backup strong safety, so I'm going to draft Tay Harris out of Clemson. Average pick, but I'll take it. There's a wide receiver here. Let's get some receiver depth. I'm going to go with C.J. Wiley out of Florida State. Another good pick. All right, so far we haven't had any bad picks. We had one average pick, but we haven't had any bad picks, so that makes it feel a little bit better. Fourth round pick. That Marsh guy slipped. Matthew Pinkins out of Wyoming, I think might be some good corner depth, so let's go with him. Average pick, but that's fine. All right, here we are in the fifth round. Jermaine Snell, we do need some backup depth at linebacker. But this may be a bad pick. Oh, it's an average pick. Okay, well, that doesn't make me feel too bad. And Jake Green, Valley State. Yeah, let's get some more depth at linebacker, especially with Greenlaw only being here for the next couple of seasons. And our first bad pick of the draft is this guy. It had to happen eventually. I feel like I always have one bad pick in every draft. This defensive tackle, Ezekiel Jackson out of Washington, we could use some depth. I'm really going defensive heavy in this draft, really to kind of fill some needs. But I didn't draft any offensive linemen. Yeah, I needed backup centers and right tackles as well. Okay, well, let's take a look at the draft recap. Went with Jalen Wiggins in the second round, a right end out of Florida. But we can move him to left end maybe for depth reasons there as well. Tay Harris, strong safety out of Clemson, was our third-round pick. Fourth-round pick was C.J. Wiley out of Florida State, getting some receiver depth. Matthew Pinkins out of Wyoming gets some slot corner help behind Kobe Bryant. Jermaine Snell, fifth-round selection out of Arkansas State. And we got a right outside linebacker, Jake Green, out of Grand Valley State. He was our sixth-round selection. And our seventh-round pick was Ezekiel Jackson, who's our lowest-rated player, a 58 overall defensive tackle. So the first three guys are released in the 70s. The highest-rated guy actually was CJ, a 76 receiver coming in as a rookie. So he may be like third, maybe fourth on the depth chart next season. So might have found a gem and a new weapon at receiver with CJ. All right, let's adjust our roster a little bit here. We only have two quarterbacks. I would like to get a third one. It looks like we didn't get that fullback after all. Dang it. So we're going to need to get a fullback during the preseason. So we'll take care of that. Two tight ends. Guards are decent. We need a backup center. You know what? Maybe I could move one of these guys to center. Let me see about this guy, Armand Mimbo. Let me see if I can move this guy to center. Guards can play center sometimes. I don't know how much this will drop his overall, but let me see. 64, he kind of stays the same. All right, we don't have a backup tackle. Or right tackle, I should say. So Landon Jackson's up to an 81. Hendrickson. Wiggins is now our second best defensive end behind Hendrickson, which is pretty good. So he may be able to come in and make some impacts early. So that's good. 73 defensive end for depth. Jenkins, Haywood, Ezekiel Jackson is a 58. He won't see the field much this season probably. Jermaine Snell needed some depth at linebacker because I don't think Kaiser is going to be here for too much longer. I mean, he really hasn't progressed much, and I'm almost tempted to just cut bait with him. It won't even be a penalty, so you know what? Jack Kaiser, see you later. Plus, it'll save us some space, so that way we can do some upgrades there. Jake Green, just drafted, Grand Valley State, 64 overall. Yeah, Pinkins, 69 coming in here. Could be a little bit of help for us. Well, probably won't have a whole lot of room to add any players. But we do need to get a fullback somehow. Let's see. What fullbacks are available. Not much. Guy Jesse Barker is the best rated fullback available in free agency. All right, we were able to sign into a one-year deal. That's fine. Okay. We maybe get a third quarterback. Dak is a free agent, but he's down to a 72. So he's been in the league for 12 years. He's finally starting to regress. Wow. Dak. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. I'm not going to bring Dak on for a backup quarterback. That's too much. I'm bringing Bailey Zappi for a third-string quarterback. But he actually might be more of a backup. So let me see. Do I need to get any more players just strictly for depth reasons? Nah, it doesn't look like it. Zappi will be our backup at 6'9" overall behind Burrow. We got 3 running backs. So I'm okay with that. Simmons will be our second string behind Cook, who's still a 90. It's not a 91 anymore. That's a little bit concerning, but I'm not too overly concerned about that yet. Maybe we could get a third tight end. Oh, yeah, right tackle. We need a backup right tackle if we can. Kayla McGarry is available. Can't afford him. So let's get a cheaper guy. Let's go. Former Cowboy. All right, we were able to afford him. We just needed a backup. That was it. Okay, so I think we should be good on our roster in terms of we have depth at every position. But that's always what I, check to make sure before we start a season. That we have depth at least at every position. We should at this point. Corners. Oh, yeah, because we drafted Tay Harris. Okay, so I think we're good as far as depth at every position. So we should be ready to go for 2028 in the next episode. Well, once again, I feel like we've made some upgrades on defense because right now you see at the bottom, our defensive rating is actually up from an 81 to an 84. Maybe because of getting Greenlaw, that might help out a little bit at the linebacker spot. We also got Leah Fowl. I did the best upgrades that I possibly could at linebacker based on what was available in free agency. I made a big trade, of course, in the middle of the season for Cook, which I think really helped us out. So I'm hoping this will translate into another playoff appearance and more playoff wins for 2028. Now, I may do another live stream tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to or not because I'm going to go see a movie. If not, I may do another live stream tomorrow. I'm trying to kind of wrap up this Bengals rebuild, not really quickly, but rather quickly so I can move on to a different rebuild. And also, I want to be able to finish this before the middle part of, hopefully maybe – I want to finish this hopefully before it turns May. I'm not going to really talk about specifically why, but let's just say there could be some changes coming in my life. And I don't mean anything bad. I might mean it, maybe something pretty good. But you guys, if you guys don't see me post videos for a while, maybe after I finish the Bengals rebuild, you guys will know soon enough why if something comes to fruition. But I'll let you guys know specifically more about that when it actually happens, if it actually happens. So, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.